Hey everyone, welcome back to ChaatNChat. My name is Josh.
My name is Miguel.
And we are watching KRRISH 3. This is part 3, the final part. So if you have not watched part 1 and part 2, then you should probably go do that before hanging out with us here. And if you are interested in a review, opinions, that sort of stuff, we have a whole section of that at the end of this video. So be sure to catch that. और अगर अब तक नहीं किया, subscribe कीजिए, share कीजिए, like button पर थप्पड़ मारिए. Yeah, I think you're right about her not surviving. Yep.
एक ही पिता के दो बेटे.
I think Dad's gonna
फर्क सिर्फ
be
इतना
able to
है
do
कि
something.
तुम प्यार की वजह से हो और मैं डॉक्टर आर्या के पागलपन की वजह से.
Well, at least he's admitting that.
Yeah.
मैंने सिर्फ इनका बोन मैरो लिया है.
Again,
ये रहा तो दुनिया नहीं रहेगी कृष्ण.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah, this is actually a really good matchup because his strength is kind of useless against a guy that can use telekinesis. Yeah. Oh, dude, how do you survive that? I don't know. It seems kind of helpless right now.
yeah, a little hopeless, but this is when it all starts to happen.
Like he gets new powers?
Maybe
Because
new
you know,
powers.
Jadu can lift things and
Yeah,
stuff with the power.
yeah. Like maybe he's gonna self-destruct because he was never designed.
Oh, that
He
guy.
wasn't ever designed from the very start.
Whatever happened to that sun power flower?
Oh, what happened to the pen?
रहने दूंगा मैं.
Yeah.
What happened to the pen?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, the pin's gonna bring him back to life.
Maybe he's gonna be the Damaka filter, the brain filter. He can fly. Boom. Was that like a calling to that plant that exploded? Because it looked at the mirror, then went straight to the statue explode?
Maybe.
Hope it doesn't explode. Man, gotta love that police reaction time.
Yeah, better than the US for sure.
Oh, cool. He's doing his own, like, telecast.
मैंने कृष को खत्म कर दिया है. और अब बारी है प्रिया मेहरा की. उसे मेरे पास आने में जितना ज्यादा वक्त लगेगा, मैं तुम लोगों को उतनी ही ज्यादा तकलीफ
Why did
पहुंचाऊं.
she want to kill her? Oh, because she has the child that could
right.
grow up and destroy him.
Right.
Or maybe not destroy him, but pose a risk. Whoa, flexing, bro. See, and because he's special, he could probably hold all that power where that plant
Yeah,
couldn't.
maybe. It's a last-ditch effort for sure.
I mean, he's already dead, so even if he explodes, it's like, at least you tried.
Exactly.
I mean, and the place is already a mess. Like defibrillators.
Yeah, it's a superhero defibrillator.
It's gonna become KRRISH 2.0.
दिमाग वाला फिल्टर
Maybe him.
That's what I said, Damaka filter.
दिमाग वाला फिल्टर
Himself.
Oh, him. I thought KRRISH was gonna be the brain. Wait, is he gonna like sacrifice himself?
प्लीज भगवान प्लीज
I thought it was gonna be KRRISH. Oh.
Because isn't that how the alien
Jadu.
Jadu? He was always filtering through
Yeah.
to the
Yeah,
entity.
so he's becoming like that placeholder for Jadu, like being there.
तुम अपने आप को कभी अकेला मत समझना देखो कृष्ण मैं तुम में जिंदा हो रहा हूं हमारी शक्तियां एक हो रही मैं तुम में और तुम लोगों की याद में
Oh, brutal.
तो फिर कैसे बचाओगे इसे?
अपनी जान देकर नहीं, इसकी जान लेकर।
Whoa.
He didn't kill her. But suddenly someone's gonna
He
bash
tried?
him.
No, he tried to. Someone's holding it back. KRRISH is he got the new powers? He's standing there, he's like, it's not even takes any effort.
क्यों काल फट गई?
Yep. Oh, that's a little dangerous.
I'm running away because I'm scared.
KRRISH 3.0 can fly. We needed this from the get-go. Like, this is what I wanted. You ain't got nothing now, bro. And you could put all that, like, telekinetic force behind it, too.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, yeah. He's like, you basically killed my dad. Well, in a way.
And Dad's with me, by the way.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh. Little groundhog.
Wow, they're like really kind of tearing up the city a little.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. Remember the Superman movie, the first Man of Steel with Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
Like they destroyed their fight, destroyed the whole city. Oh, whoever was driving that cab is a no more.
It's gonna push a building over.
Yeah, once the villains start remembering that you care about lives, use it against you.
There's no way he can save all those people.
No, so many people died right there. Well, good thing he has like a core of iron, though.
Yeah.
You saw how ripped he is. He can take these hits. Little baby. You just can't.
You can't do it all.
Oh.
She will always be his weakness unless somehow or another she becomes super power engaged and maybe.
Well, she has a baby inside of her that has the powers. Like, just like how she was immune to the virus, maybe she got some powers. Wow.
कितना अच्छा लग रहा है ना कि हम चारों साथ हैं।
Not Char, Panch yaar. Dad's there too.
देखो अपने आप को, तुम सिर्फ एक मामूली इंसान हो,
So are you.
एक कमजोर बाप।
The baby's gonna
That's
stop it.
nasty.
इंसान होना मेरी कमजोरी नहीं, मेरी ताकत है।
Oh, magnet. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what you get for making a suit like that. Yeah, I'm with you. He should just like crush the helmet in on his head.
And if you broke his neck.
Oh, rip his head off? Oh, that's dirty. Wow. Throwing him around like a rag doll, man.
Yeah. He's gonna escape.
Oh, you're gone. And you don't have a daddy to blow you up.
Is he truly dead?
What? Wait, yeah, was he pretending? He made it look like he was impaled?
The little. Yeah. The little pin.
Yeah, but like use it to blow him up
Yeah.
or use it to heal yourself?
Blow him up.
Oh, all the buildings are... There's the Pirates of the Caribbean song.
Yeah.
Right? But use it... Yeah, all the buildings were acting as mirrors. Oh, and there's a lot of them. Oh, that's like a sun gun.
Mm-hmm. He thinks it's it raising him up.
It will until it becomes too much. Yeah, the look on his face is like, wait a second, this don't feel so good.
I'm lowering. What happened? My suit is melting.
Melting. Oh, nice.
Hot lava.
It's a hot mess.
Yeah.
Mr. Krishna?
Ooh, that means baby's coming.
Mr. Krishna? Congratulations. बेटा हुआ है. अब आप मिल सकते हैं.
He must name him Rohit, right? And come full circle.
Maybe. What's that baby doing over there?
Kicking his feet.
I thought he was gonna levitate there for a second.
Yeah, that would have been great.
वो यही है. मैंने हमारी बेटी का नाम रोहित रखा है.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Of
And
course.
and
What?
I told you.
Dude, is he levitating?
I told you.
Dude,
he
if
was
he's on the
doing
ceiling,
something.
I'm gonna be
He's
like
on the
freaking out.
ceiling or something.
No way. Dude, he's gonna be. I know. Oh man, that's gonna be so hard to keep track of that little baby.
I told you.
Yeah.
I saw him
Man.
moving in a way that was not no baby kicking his feet.
Okay. Dude, imagine being a parent of a child that could just like fly away like at a moment's notice. Like,
I'm out of here.
like, have you seen those like baby harness leashes? You're gonna have to like hold them up like a balloon. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Guys, I don't know why people thought that was so bad. I mean, was it the best movie I've ever seen? No.
No.
But was it like terrible and not worth watching? No. Like this was like, it was fun. I had a really good time watching that.
Yeah.
I mean, the villains were fun. The super villain dude, like he had an interesting story, you know? Like, and now the one thing that I didn't really grasp is like, well, of course you could always play it up to his insanity, and he even said that. He's like, I was born not from love, but from like, you know, from the insanity of his other father,
yeah,
right?
Dr.
So, Arroyo?
Ara-
Arya? Anyway,
yeah.
that doctor, the crazy doctor,
Dr. A.
Nasruddin Shah. Yeah, so maybe, because I was like, at first I thought his whole drive of killing everybody is to get rich enough so he could use that money so he could like continue his research to find a way to cure his body.
Right.
But once his body was cured, like, why still go on a killing rampage? That drive I didn't really get. Was he trying to get revenge for the cruel world that did this to him?
But
That
I mean,
is the
his
thing.
dad, the dad that he had, took great care of him and was really trying to give him the best life possible.
Wait, what?
The dad.
Oh, that dad. Well,
you know,
but
and
okay,
he was just spiteful.
No, I understand that though, because like as a child, and he was also inherited some of that insanity. What I think happened, because he kind of had two dads, right? He had Rohit, which was a good side, which he could have been going more towards there. But he probably used some DNA because just like Superman and Lex Luthor, they made Superboy, and they actually took DNA from Lex Luthor and Superman, and they made Superboy, right? So in a way, I see this guy kind of as Superboy, because, you know, he has both. But this guy inherited the insanity and like damaged brain of the doctor who just wants to rule the world. So that's the way that I have to look at it, because as soon as he's cured, any rational person would be like, okay, I'm cured, great, cool. I did a lot of terrible things getting here, but now let's make up for it and I'm gonna be a good guy now.
Yeah.
No, that's not the way it worked, because he's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He's number one crazy. So I liked, you know, like, the effects were just so much fun too. Like the goop lady, like the chameleon lady, just like gooping people's faces. And, like
She was trying to assimilate them, yes.
Yeah, and like go into their like body and like squish around.
I'm not quite sure chameleons can do that, but it was part of.
And she could pass through walls and
Yeah.
stuff, so that was kind of her ability. I mean, because look, she's not total chameleon. She has like other kind of abilities too. Like, come on, people in this world fly. It's not. We're not trying to make sense of everything.
True.
And that's the thing. I think if you go in here and you assume, okay, superhero movie, I'm not going to try to make sense of anything. Like the whole bone marrow thing that you're trying to do over there.
I'm like
just
going,
like,
you
dude,
don't
come
need that
on."
much bone marrow.
Yeah, but the guy's flying, man. Like, you can't have sensibilities when watching this. You know, like, you just go into it and just enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Because the
Okay.
tongue dude, that was my favorite
The
fight.
tongue dude was actually.
I kept wanting him like just bite it in half, like
Yeah.
rip the tongue off or something.
Yeah.
And so that fight with him, like going around and like fighting that dude
Yeah.
and then flipping here and going there, like that was a lot of fun. So I enjoyed this, and honestly, very unpopular opinion probably, and I'm probably gonna get roasted. But I think I enjoyed this more than Krish 2. Just because, like, I really did not like the first half of Krish 2. I didn't, because Priya's character, the first half was, like, really cringy. Like, there was so much that I was just like, oh, man. And then the whole, like, using him and like, to her own advantage. And, like, it's like, how do you do that to an innocent person? And her friend, I forgot her friend's name, but was just so annoying. But then the second half of Krish 2 was a lot of fun, and especially once he started getting, like, using his powers superpowers and doing all that sort of
Right.
stuff. But I thought, I don't know. Now, if you want like more of a typical, I think, Bollywood style movie, I think Krish 2 is your mark, because that one had like that whole like first half is like the love scene, like getting to know the heroine and the hero and their journey together, and then the last half is like this climactic action sequence and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Where this one didn't really follow that same formula because he already had the girl, so this was one of your traditional superhero movies.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? Where it takes the story arc of, okay, here's the life of our superhero, and yeah, he has some complications in his life, you know, and then on this side you have the supervillain that's like working things, and then they clash in the middle. It's your like formula for a superhero movie. And I think this one followed it pretty well. So if you're a fan of superhero films, like I am, I like the DC films and the Marvel films, I mean, I really actually like this. I was nervous because so many people in the comment, like, it was maybe 50-50. People are like, well, you watch
Saying,
Krish,
oh,
so
okay.
so they're like, but don't watch Krish 3. It's you don't need to watch it. But I mean, heck, I actually really liked it. It's like I said, I think this might be the lowest rated IMDb score of any movie we've watched. So it's between this and Raw 1, because Raw 1 had also a very low IMDb score, but I think this one actually had a lower one.
Oh,
but
wow.
I mean,
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right. I found it very entertaining, and I was getting frustrated with, you know, as I often do in a lot of these films, it's like, I mean, why? You know, you're falling into the trap, you're falling, all these sorts of things, and I'm like, okay, like you say, I do have to keep reminding myself, okay, this is the formula that they
So do you
use.
not like superhero movies like Marvel and DC
I-
because they have the exact same
And they
things
have
going
and
on,
they
like
always
all the time?
they always frustrate me. They always
Okay.
frustrate me because it's a little. I guess the issue is that I was not a big comic book fan when I was growing up, and you know, if you really got into that and you would go along with that and you were kind of prepped by comic books and those sorts of things, I don't know, when it got to the movies I was just like, ugh,
Really?
it annoys me. And so I find myself getting very, very tense in these kind of movies. I can enjoy them, but I really have to work through that. You're falling into the trap. Oh, don't do that. Don't go in there, Superman. Don't go in there. You know, and it's like, of course, Superman goes in there, okay? And it doesn't go well for Superman for a while, and then, you know, it turns all around. You know, the one thing that I always say, I have to remind myself at the end is, he's going to win. He's going to win. They're going to win. So, you know, or if they don't win in this episode, they may leave at a cliffhanger, and then it's for the next episode.
So
this one I had a feeling was not going to have follow-up or wasn't going to be staged for a follow-up, but I was like going, oh, it's going to get down to the last wire.
Yeah, but the thing is, with a lot of these movies, of course, it's a superhero movie, so like you're gonna expect the hero to win. So it's not necessarily about the ending; it's about the journey.
Maybe.
Like to me, and so even though you know that Krish is gonna win, so when he died, it's like, okay, Krish isn't gonna die. Like he's gonna get revived somehow, and you know somehow he's gonna do it. But it's about the journey of getting there for me that I enjoy, and you have to take pleasure in some of the creativeness that goes into some of these ideas of the fight scenes and like how to design in a villain and a character, you know, and the supervillain. I mean, you have to put a lot of thought and creativity into how to do that. Now, yes, you were inspired by certain things. Obviously, there's a big inspiration of maybe Magneto because he had the same thing, not necessarily with the magnet, but he did the suit of armor, like with the metal, and Dr. Xavier because he had the telekinesis. So this is almost like the evil Dr. X.
The evil Dr. X.
Right?
You know, the one thing that I did like in this movie, and like it in most of the superhero kind of genre, is this whole never give up, okay? Never give up, keep trying, keep doing the best you can. Also realizing that even though you have superhuman powers, there are times that you just can't possibly save everyone, okay? Particularly when mortals are involved and knocking over buildings in a city and other
Lots
things.
of people die in
Lots
that
of people
city.
die, and you know, and then there are episodes that they you know, oh, Superman, he's terrible because he couldn't stop the 3 buildings from toppling over. It's like going, folks, you know, there's only so much, you know, that he can do at a certain point, you know.
Yeah, that's why I really like the Incredibles. Did you ever see Incredibles?
Yes.
Because the very beginning, the whole reason they put a stop to superheroes is because he stopped the train, but then a guy got injured in him stopping like this big train accident that he would have died. Oh, no, it wasn't that. That was part of it, but then the guy that tried to kill himself and he rescued him from killing himself, and he's like, he didn't ask to be saved, he didn't want to be saved.
Yeah,
that quote. quote.
Yeah.
And so it's like that. Is like the people hold them to a standard thinking that they're above everything. They could do everything.
Exactly.
So I agree. And that's why, like, for me, DC is a little bit goody two shoes, is because like they're
Yeah.
like, I don't know, here they weren't afraid of like killing villains and
Right.
stuff, right? Because like Totally Chameleon Lady, she was like breaking people like in half and like like whoa. And you know, and the villain here always dies, you know? And then how many times does the Joker survive to kill more people? Like
Right.
golly.
Right. So I did really like the theme of Don't Give Up, and I did like the one theme of that there's a bit of KRRISH in all of us.
Yeah.
And that I really liked, and I liked the fact that, you know, everyone got a little, I want one of those actually.
It's like a club membership. It's
Yeah,
like,
but
hey, I got a badge because I did the right thing.
Exactly, and there are so few movies that I think, and just other venues and so forth, that don't always stress about doing the right thing. You know, a lot of times it can be more about just doing what's right for you and not thinking about others and so forth. So I liked that theme of thinking beyond yourself and doing right within the world, and that collectively, all together, also, we can do amazing things, regardless of if we're a little kid or a big bad, you know, muscle dude or whatever. Together we can all do things and make things, bigger things happen. So I like that theme overall. I'm gonna give this a 7.
Wow.
So I'm
Like,
gonna,
because how much you were like criticizing and stuff,
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna give it
No,
lower, a 7?
I'm gonna give it a 7. I liked it. I thought the story overall was really good, and I did like all the ties and pulling things forward. I thought that was good. I like seeing that continuity of a story and a storyline, so forth. So 7, good solid 7. Yeah,
Just saying, a good solid 7.
it's a good solid 7. 7 plus.
Yeah. So for me now, guys, like, look, I'm rating this on a scale. Again, this is a superhero movie and it's its own genre. This isn't supposed to be one of those, like, I mean, visual effects wise, I mean, this was really good. Very exciting. I was looking for things. Yeah, some of the wire work was a little weird. So that wasn't really VFX. Well, some of him like jumping from building to building, they used a digi-double for sure. But then some of the like close-ups, they were doing wire work, and some of it was a little like rocky. So on that note, but all of the actual like effects were like her like going into people and her walking through things and her like transforming. Those transformations are solid, and I've done a few of those in my line of work, and I mean, they're tough. They're tough to get like really fluid and real, and they're so seamless, you know. And so I think they did a great job on the VFX, and so that was really good. But what I'm saying about this being a superhero genre, I'm gonna rate it in that, you know. Now if I was going to compare this with like a different movie that was like maybe a drama or like some like high art film, maybe I wouldn't rate it so high. But in the category of superhero action movie, that sort of thing, I'm gonna give it an 8 because there were still a couple things that I was thinking was like a little too kiddish. But again, if I was younger, like I would probably rate this as like one of my favorite superhero movies. If I was like young, you know, like if I was like 13, something like that, 13, 14, I mean, I would love this movie because there were a lot of situations that he was put into that I think a 13-year-old and between 13 and 15 would really enjoy that kind of humor or that sort of thing. But for me, maybe it's because I've seen so much of it already that it just kind of feels like maybe overdone in some places.
Well, sometimes, you know, they have to do the movies to appeal to a wide audience.
And that's the thing, that this movie, like you could bring, I mean, maybe not like little kid because there were blood and like people were getting impaled and stuff. So maybe not like little kids, but definitely this movie had like things for like a general family because an adult could definitely enjoy this. For me, Raw 1 was very kiddish. Raw 1, I was just like, you and I by the end of it, it was just like, how do like grown-ups enjoy this, like bringing, like watching it? It was like, there were so many cringe things about it. And, you know, but for this, I really feel like so many people could find something in this. And the acting, I thought Priya, so Priyanka Chopra, I thought she did a much better job in this, but she was more grown up, right? Because she was married.
And she was becoming a mom.
And she was becoming a mom.
Those hormones get you into mom mode.
Sure. And so like for me, I really enjoyed that, and I loved that whole like transformation thing, and like that the chameleon lady was like posing as her, but there it was like Priya's character like followed suit, and you could see it, and and that was the interesting thing, is because the chameleon character, when she was playing both roles, like transforming into Priya, so Priyanka did a really good job at embodying that character, much like Hrithik Roshan whenever he has to go into
his dad.
Rohit versus Krishna. And so I feel like that she did a really good job at being able to pose, because not once did I think like, I mean, in the very beginning, until we realized that she was being transformed, I mean, but then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, wow, totally. Like she's like playing this up. So that was really good. And I mean, Hrithik, I mean, geez, he really has 3 personas in all of these movies, and he switches between them, so it looks effortlessly, which I'm sure it's not. It takes a craft and to hone that art. And so I mean, very, very good performances. And the villain was actually pretty good. Some people might say that he was over the top with his voice, like, oh, मैं तुम्हारा बेटा हूँ, और तू मेरा बाप हो, like, or something, like, oh, but I really think that it
Again,
worked.
sometimes
in
they
this.
have to be, I think, a little bit over the top, because that's what makes them jump off the screen crazy.
Now, if they were trying to make him trying to be like some rational villain, then yeah, I wouldn't fall into this, and I'd probably give it a different rating. But since I know that he has the crazy gene, he'll get away with anything.
His dad was a kook, man. His other dad was a kook.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, he had the kook. He didn't break the fourth wall.
Yeah,
and
I love
talk to
that.
us.
I was hoping he would, but maybe it would give it away that he was there.
If he had done that early on, I would immediately gone, I know who his
related.
dad was.
Yeah, but okay, so what about that ending though? Because like one of the endings that I thought was going to happen was that it's going to be time travel.
That
and it was
would have been
actually,
interesting.
That was him, and he was raised, but they stole him, that he actually was stolen in the future, like from her, and he was raised, so it was going to show you someone that was raised by a good parent versus like, what if you take that same person and raise him in like not such a nice environment.
Right.
And they did that with Superman. They have a Superman Red Sun, I believe it's called, and where Superman never landed in the US, he landed in Russia.
Ooh.
And they brought him up in Russia, and he became like, a Russian Superman, but more like a villain role. But anyway, so it's interesting to see those two narratives. That's where I thought they were going to go with
Well,
it.
these timeline things, they can always introduce those at some point if they get down the series.
Multiverse, man.
Yeah, and
Let's do the KRRISH multiverse.
Exactly. Exactly.
Anyway, guys, this was not nearly as bad as what I thought it was going to be, because the comments were not kind to it. But maybe they were expecting more of like, I don't know what you were expecting, but let me know in the comments, because I'm very interested to know, because I actually very much enjoyed this movie. I could watch it again, like, like in the future. It wouldn't be something that is like, well, I watched it once, but I probably wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah,
like I could. This was fun. I
yeah.
could watch it with like someone that's never seen it before.
Yeah.
And really
Yeah.
enjoy it. Let us know what you guys would rate it in the comments, and keep those recommendations coming. This brings us to the end so far of the KRRISH universe until KRRISH 4 comes out.
When's that happening?
I don't know. Maybe they'll start filming in 2025.
They haven't called you? No.
Anyway, और अगर ये वीडियो अच्छा लगते हैं फिर सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और बेल आइकॉन मारो और लाइक बटन पर तब पर मारो.